Now, as you hopefully learned through all the social studies classes and reenacting some of these bits today, the king needed to collect money, right? Taxing. Boys, Braden?
That's on lead.
Lead was the big one, right? Because that got all the farmers involved. Then he said, okay, I'll take that one away, but he started to tax the tea. Now, colonists were starting to get fed up at this point because they were starting to get taxed for things that they had to have anyway. So what were some answers the colonists could have had for these taxes? What could they do about it? What could colonists do about these taxes that were being put on them, Jack? Exactly. They could boycott goods, which means they're not going to buy them anymore, right? So they started to do that. Then all of a sudden the king said certain things can't go in or out. So they needed things. So they got to a point where they were so fed up, they decided to just take some of the tea that the king was sending over and dump it in the harbor, which caused even more problems, right? It stemmed to the Intolerable Acts of Declaratory and all that. So, remember it was midnight, and they dressed up as Mohawk Indians, quietly came out, went to the harbor, and made the biggest cup of tea in history. All right, guys. Sorry.
Guys, who is that kid? Why? Stop.
We have been communicating secretly for the past several years about what is happening to us in the colonies. It has gotten harder and harder to communicate due to the pressures by the British soldiers. The importance of our ability to communicate between colonies is imperative to our success. We will not put up with the king's acts, and we will continue to create havoc until he sees our position and recognizes its importance.
The tea! Dump the tea! Dump the tea! Dump the tea!
I like finishing in Harvard.
That, of course, was the Boston Tea Party, and it caused a lot of problems. Any British soldiers have some thoughts on what's going on here and what they feel about it, Nick?
Bang, bang!
You're upset to a point where you want to go to war? Is that what bang bang means? Okay. Are you a British soldier?
I hate colonists.
Okay, there's a definite animosity between colonists and the British soldiers, and they're not enjoying being there to protect them. Any other comments, Mitchell?
They suck.
Any other intelligent comments? Dakota?
That was not good.
Yeah, it's to a point where they're ready to go to war. Now, loyalists, you have some thoughts on this. You just read about the Boston Tea Party, and you read about what the Patriots did. What are your thoughts there? Who are my loyalists? Loyalists, David?
I think that they should not do it.
They shouldn't have done it, right? King said what to do, and that's what you should do. Did you have a thought, loyalist Owen? You agreed? Same thing? Katie? Okay, the Patriot colonists aren't being that smart. They're not making the right decisions.
The colonists are just like, they're going to do whatever they want, but the king is helping us. He protected us from the French and Indians. Why do we have to betray him when he helped us?
Okay, so there's some loyalty to the king there. I understand that.
It's not fair that they jumped our tea.
Right, and now the loyalists don't get tea. They also don't get everything else that was supposed to come into the Boston Harbor because of the Intolerable Acts, because they wanted to get the tea paid back. Any fence sitters have some ideas on which way they're leaning now? Does this make you more of a loyalist or more of a patriot? Fence sitters? Logan?
Patriot.
You're leaning more towards patriot now? Why?
Because
That's what he wanted to be in the first
What's
place.
that?
king's a jerk.
Because the king is putting these taxes on without being represented?
Yeah.
Okay. Melina? You're falling towards Patriot side. JJ, where are you? What are you leaning towards?
I don't know. I still don't know.
What?
Maybe Patriot?
Towards Patriot, maybe a little bit more?
They're the same thing. Patriots and colleges.
And farmers, do you mind this Boston Tea Party? What are you thinking, Kayla?
Honestly,
But
You have to have funnel that you can put the sugar
you can make a funnel. Do you see how they made a funnel?
Guys, we gotta make a funnel.
Yeah, maybe like get a piece of paper and make a funnel.
I'll get a piece of paper. I got it. Jackson is. Jackson is. Then ammonia. Josh. Wait, can I just see? 1 teaspoon.